Here's all your options just to show you one more time. The natural chrome excel, the brown chrome excel, classic blood core, and the new yellow core. This is the first time we're releasing this yellow core. These drop near the end of April, so make sure you're on that limited edition email list because you'll get early access. You'll get all the sizing guide information, everything you need to know to buy a pair of these so you can be the first of the line. And the sooner you order, the sooner you get your pair. Indy Ridge. I honestly don't know if we've even had these on the channel because I met Steve, the owner of Indy Ridge, I don't even know, like 4 years ago, probably. And he just reached out and was like, hey, I like what you're doing. This is well before we had a bunch of subscribers. We probably only had like 100,000 or so. He's like, can I pay you to consult for my motorcycle brand? I'm trying to make a motorcycle boot that is really good looking, that you can wear anywhere, but also has all the protection you actually need from motorcycle gear. I was like, I could do that. And that was forever ago. And so he's been working on this project for, I don't even know how many years, a long time. So let's first see if I've even reviewed these at all on the channel. Let's see, okay, yeah, we did do an unboxing about a year ago. Dang, I think got 190,000 views. Got some good reviews from Gears and Gadgets, Throttle Blip, there's another one of my vids. Free, Chopper Fat, Bobber and Reel, more of my videos. A good Boondocker Showdown by Yushu. That guy is super cool. Actually, I've thought about hitting him up and be like, hey, should we partner on that? Like, you do your side of it, I'll cut them all in half. Side tangent. But we have reviewed them. And I literally don't remember it because we've almost done a bunch of videos for him and I've consulted on and off throughout the years. So I had to remind myself. And speaking of remind myself, let's figure out who Indy Ridge actually is. Let's go to their site. Let's see what kind of website I have pulled up right now. Okay, that's acceptable. Indy Ridge. 'Tis the season to be riding. 195 bucks, motorcycle gloves. What kind of motor is that? An old Honda, like 250 or something. Sons of Speed. Ooh, I like that shirt. So they got a bunch of motorcycle gear. Oh, look at that old Harley, little single banger. That's probably that old, they have like a vintage race where you have to have like an actual vintage era motorcycle that has certain parameters and they do a big old school, I think it's like a wooden track race if I remember right. It's pretty freaking sick. Cause if you have no idea, it might not be, cause that's old school. Have you ever seen the wooden track days? This is like insanity that they used to do this. Board track racing, thrills and spills, age of glory. So this was like basically like a laminated hardwood floor for basketball, but that was like 3-dimensional track, and these boards would come loose, nails would come loose. It was something else back in the day. So there's a reason why they don't do board track racing anymore. Let's see if they still do it actually. No longer active. So they must not do it on board track anymore. But that's a whole other rabbit hole you should go down if you're into motorcycles, because you think motorcycles are tough now, you know, loud bikes, this and that. Nothing compared to what motorcycle bros used to be back in like the early 1900s. Completely different world. No shade towards the modern motorcycle guys. We literally have a motorcycle club on the street. That's why half my videos you hear, I'm like, speed limit was like 10 on this little like single lane road. But I don't complain because I'd way rather have a motorcycle club protecting the neighborhood and protecting my shop than literally anything else, including homeless people on our shop. We've had to clean up 3 literal off the wall of our shop. Shout out to the homeless people. Okay, the About Us page. What we do is risky. I'm not talking about riding. It could be finding a better job, raising a family, doing something new. The risk of not doing something new. Most people don't see the risk they take every day. People forget the art of risk is the best part of life. And as the world changes and time races by, we're forced to face the risk head on. So we strap on our helmet and ride straight into it. I'm surprised there's not more of an about me. We're gonna go over why, he's got this little article here, the hidden standard, why CE certification matters in motorcycle boots. And I believe CE, whatever, is the European. CE stands for European conformity. And this particular standard tests for 4 main performance areas: abrasion resistance, impact protection, puncture resistance, transverse rigidity, and height and retention system. Ooh, that's cool. That's an actual like email. Paid my dues. At the scene, the paramedics thought they were picking up teeth. This was actually chunks of bone after skidding across the asphalt. Your boots saved my foot. That's cool. So let's see what they got. Let's see what Steve from Indy Ridge has been up to. But first, we gotta unbox the box. Start with my Lander 5, $30 EDC knife. So this is actually pretty funny. So my neighbor, I've had a neighbor for, I don't know, a couple of years, Melanie. She's just a homie. You know, I see her in the halls, I chat with her every once in a while. I've seen her at some restaurants, and we were just friends. And at some point, she's like, "Oh, I didn't know you had like a YouTube channel. I'm like, I work at a supplement company. Can I send you some supplements?" And I'm like, "Yeah, just put them next to my front door." And so, shout out Melanie from C&P USA. Got me a big old heavy box. Because I'm not the biggest like guy in terms of working out and trying to be a big old jack dude, but supplements aren't only for big old jack dudes. They're also when you just need a little lift in your health, you know, through the dark days of quarter 4 and quarter 1. Just trying to stay healthy, trying to get, you know, if you're like me and you're really busy and you don't always have time to eat the best food, just literal supplementing with supplements, it goes a lot further than you might think. And I'm honestly the type of guy that's like, I don't know if these actually do anything, but I am willing to take that gamble that they're gonna do something just in case. You know, it doesn't, most of these supplements, especially like creatine and stuff, are some of the most studied chemicals in the whole world. And so I just, and clearly some of them work, like creatine obviously works. It's like some of the vitamins are clearly tied to beneficial things, but people still say, oh, it's not worth it, don't do it. It just ends up in your pee. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm willing to take that risk. I'm willing to like gamble on taking something that takes me an extra 5 seconds a day and maybe a few pennies per day. So I like supplements. I do anything from like actual supplements all the way up to like NAD and stuff like that. So I'm kind of loosely in this world. So let's see what they sent me. Shout out Melody. Yes, the creatine. So this is 100% creatine, micronized creatine monohydrate. Nice. Comes in a glass jar for once too. I'm so sick of all those stupid plastic jars that these come in. I'm like, at least give me something I can keep and store in my cupboard for 5 years before I actually throw it away because I never used it. Oh, I like that they're all individually wrapped too. So fancy. L-theanine. I take this, I think I take it in the morning, or I have L-theanine. I think it helps with your gut, I thought. But this says, relax, clarity, calming energy, and concentration. I feel like I took this for my gut for some reason. Big one. Liver Complete. Liquid cleanse and detox for the liver. I'm gonna try it. I've never done it. I've done a cleanse before, but it's got apple cider vinegar, milk thistle, artichoke leaf, some vitamins like vitamin C, calcium, sodium, potassium. Interesting. I'll give that a shot. We could use a little liver detox from time to time after a long weekend. Magnesium bisglycinate. There's like magnesium trisinate, freaking bisonate. I don't know what the difference is, but I take magnesium before I go to bed because it makes me sleep really, really well. Yeah, look, restful sleep, muscle recovery. But once again, does it actually work? I don't know, but I'm willing to take a gamble on it just because. Oh, what is this? Because unless you're living life like a freaking monk, you're gonna need a shot glass from time to time in your life, and you might need a little recovery from it too. This is not for shots though. This is probably to take your liver complex, I'm assuming. I'm sure you could use it as a shot glass. Okay, is there anything else in here? Ooh, what is this? Nice. That was a cool tote. Look at that. I love yellow, first of all. That's a good yellow too. It's only natural, okay? cnpusa.com. So if you're like me and you need a little extra edge from time to time, or you just want to invest in something affordable that might improve your health, that might help you sleep a little bit better, that might help you with them gains, check out this supplement company. And my neighbor is part of the company. So shout out Melanie. Thanks for hooking us up with a few supplements, and check them out. Be links in my description. And I legitimately will take these. I'm a little scared of the Liver Complete Liquid Cleanse, but I'll try it. What knife today? The CJRB. Instagram is CJRB Cutlery. Gotta use a knife to unbox it though. Dang! It's like that knife, just bigger and meaner. Whoa! That is a gnarly knife. Got the blade lock right there. Dang, that thing is thick. Is that real carbon fiber? Yeah, it's carbon fiber handle. Super smooth. I like it. So if you want one of these, check them out below. Looks like we might have 3 boxes from Indy Ridge. Okay, got it. Love the artwork on the front. Love the branding and packaging. Rod Valero, Jacarilla Apache, under a watchful eye. Okay, let's see what Indy Ridge has been up to. Woo, a nice little booklet. The Phoenix Boot Collection. Congratulations. Extra 10% off next time. I don't know, maybe you'll be able to use that code. Okay, let's check them out. Oh yeah. That's a good looking motorcycle boot. And that to me is like the biggest difference between Indy Ridge and all the other motorcycle boots, is this clearly looks like more of like a sneaker style boot. Kind of harkens back to me it looks like a pair of Converse almost, but way more beefed up. It got the whole toe cap. You can see on the side here, you've got those ankle pads. Plenty of redundant stitching, a little extra reinforced stitching there. Waterproof moniker there. Outsole. Pretty squishy outsole too. Okay, let's see what this boot's about. This is the Crow 6.0. What does 6.0 mean? Well, I'm pretty sure they're on their 7th iteration of this boot, and that's like the 6th or 7th official iteration. The amount of prototypes and minor little changes that Steve has done throughout the years, he probably has done like 50 plus iterations to get to the 7th actual iteration. Okay, the Crow 6.0. These are CE rated level 2 motorcycle boots. They'll be stiff at first, but will break in. After the break-in period, they can accommodate up to a double E width, but only if you have a double E foot. They don't magically turn into a double E if you have standard width foot. So basically saying you gotta pack them out, you gotta bulge them out a little bit. As long as your heel isn't slipping up and down, your toes aren't touching the end, you'll probably have the right size. Even if it feels snug, again, C.1. Oh, so that's the sizing. I thought that was the description. Let's see, where's the description? There is no description. How do you not have a description on your product? How are you supposed to tell people what it is if you don't tell them? Product specs, waterproof, 100% full grain leather, which maybe it is, but that looks like it's slightly been sanded. I'll check with Steve and see if that's actually full grain, because I think probably 95% of brands get that wrong. They all get it wrong. Yeah, I'd like to see a product description, a positioning statement for these. So that's a good piece of feedback for Steve, is you gotta tell the people what they're actually buying. Because I'm guessing what he's done is the same thing I do, where I go so deep down the rabbit hole that over time, I've lost sight of the average buyer's experience, where they just wanna know what the product is. So maybe there's a reason he didn't put the description in there. Maybe they're still working on the site. Okay, so that's the all blacked out, the Crow. Let's look at what else we got. I had another big box here, so I got at least 2 more, I think. Where's my big boy knife? The amount of times that people got mad at me for cutting towards myself in my YouTube career. Even like unboxing. It's like their friend would be like, whoops! Like, what are we talking about? Professional leather worker over here. Whoa, check that out. Where's my 3D glasses when I need them? That is cool. Woo, and a black one down there. What is this? Let's do the black last. Okay, let's see what this says. You do what you can for as long as you can, and when you finally can't, you do the next best thing. You back up, but you don't give up. Chuck Yeager. Who is Chuck Yeager? That sounds familiar. Maybe Aaron Yeager's dad? Grandpa? Chuck Yeager. Brigadier General Charles Elwood Yeager was a United States Air Force. Oh, I think this is his grandpa. Flying ace and a record-setting test pilot who in October 1947 became the first pilot in history confirmed to have exceeded the speed of sound in level flight. Yeager was raised in Hamilton, West Virginia. I thought for sure Steve's dad or grandpa is this guy. Or am I just making that up? I might have just made that up. Because I know they did a project where I think Steve's grandpa was like involved in a project. I don't even know how much I can talk about it. So I'll wait for clarification. Maybe he just likes Chuck Yeager. The Steely-Eyed Missile Man by Yuri Smith. Who's Yuri Smith? I have no idea. So let's figure out what's in this box. Let's just go to it. The Phoenix Boot Collection. Ooh, okay, different colorway. So what is this model we got here? This looks like, what did it say? Comanche, 195. So it must be the exact same boot, just a different color. They look identical, just different boxes, looks like. Everything else looks the same to me. No, the outsole's different. Look at the outsole. It's got a little bit more of a herringbone, or like a sawtooth on the outside. Okay. Comanche 6.0. Then what is in this last box? Ooh! This is what I was talking about. The Wingman Boot Collection. Lieutenant A. Scott Crossfield. First X-15 test pilot. Max speed 1,959 miles per hour, at least what they've disclosed. Max altitude 15.3 miles. This is the SR-71. Is that the SR-71? Gotta look at the windscreen here, windshield. Yeah, that's an SR-71, I think. What's the Blackbird called? That is the Blackbird. What is that other little one called? I can't remember this. Oh, it's the Nighthawk. Let me look at the window and see if it's the Nighthawk. Wait, didn't they say it was the X-15? Let me look at the windows. I don't think, that must be the SR-71. Unless it's the X-15. Let me see what the X-15 looks like. I thought that was a Boeing airplane though, jet. Developed jointly by US Air Force and NASA. I think that's it. That must be the X-17, X-15. Looking at that window right there, I think that's what that is. So I'll just double check, and I love jets and I love planes and I love all of them. And so it's honestly similar to, it's a bit of a stretch, but it's similar to like quality goods. You know, you're trying to hit that upper echelon of whatever you're trying to do. It's functionality first, aesthetics second. So what does this have to do with the X-15? Woo! That's a good looking boot. Oh, I'm always a fan of gum and black. That's my favorite color combo. This one's way more perforated, so you can see it's probably more breathable is what they're going for. It still has the, oh, I thought that said waterproof. So this is ventilated. So this one must not be waterproof. That makes a little more sense why it's perforated. Still has the ankle support or ankle protection. Still has a toe cap, same outsole. So let's see if this is on their site. This is called the Crossfield. There you are. The Crossfield. No description. Steve, we gotta get some descriptions on the site. Okay, not a lot of positioning. Maybe I should scan the QR code. Let's see if this QR code takes us anywhere important. Okay, that's the return policy. So the Crossfield's somehow related to the X-15. Either way, the fact that it's tied to aerospace and jet fighters, pretty cool. So you got your 2 waterproof boots and your non-waterproof, more breathable version. And we never cut these apart yet. And so there's some interesting attributes and features, like they have a reinforced toe. They've got the TPU heel and toe protection. You got that ankle protection. I'm really curious if this is an actual double layer toe cap. I assume it is because you want that shift protection. I believe all of them are the CE European tested They all pass the European, which is the European standards are a lot higher, allegedly. I don't actually know. Steve also says instead of a traditional shank, it's got a full medial to lateral heel to toe nylon polyurethane structure. And it does have a lot of structure to it. But the thing I like what Steve has done first and foremost, even since the first call I had with him, is like, everything else comes second to the safety of the rider. Like he was obsessed with making obviously a really good looking motorcycle boot that you could pass off as a very casual boot for the most part, but he cared most about the protection. Then he cared about the comfort, the walkability, so you're not stuck in cast after you get off your bike, and then finally aesthetic. But that's what's cool about Indy Ridge, it's like they are very aesthetically pleasing. You compare these to a lot of the other motorcycle boots out there, it's one of the only ones that actually looks good and has that European standard of protection where they prioritize that first and foremost. So I'm really curious to cut these in half because I haven't actually seen a pair of the inside of Indy Ridges since maybe the version 3. And so I'm curious to see what he's improved, what he's changed. So if you want to see that, let me know. And let me know which of these boots you want us to cut apart and if there's any you want us to compare them to. And if you do want a pair of Indy Ridges, check them out via links in my description. Check out the previous video we did with them. And I think that's it. So thank you guys for watching and check out CJRB Knives, CJRB Cutlery on Instagram. Shout out to them for sending these in and shout out to Indy Ridge for sending these in. So thank you guys. See ya.